In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to use SRT with OMNISTREAM and actually be able to send a feed to OBS. This is gonna be useful if you wanna do remote productions or if you wanna receive a feed from anywhere in the world. Let's say somebody's sending you a feed from a different country or a different city. Let's say they're covering an event and they're gonna be using OMNISTREAM, let's say a phone or a camera connected to OMNISTREAM, of course, and be able to send a feed to another studio where you have your actual studio. And today, of course, we're gonna be using OBS, so assuming you're gonna be using OBS, so I'm gonna show you how to send that feed using both OMNISTREAM SRT Caller and OMNISTREAM SRT Listener, and sending the feed, of course, to OBS. So let's not take much time, let's get right into it. What's up, guys? My name is Sam. You're watching OMNISTREAM. So let's go ahead and actually open OMNISTREAM. Right now, as you can see, I have my OMNISTREAM application open already. I'm not streaming, I'm not doing anything, but as you can see my feed, no problem. Again, if this is your first time, I have other videos showing you how to configure OMNISTREAM for streaming to any platform. But for today, it's gonna be really focused on SRT. Okay, so as you can see, I have a feed coming in from OMNISTREAM. I'm using a phone connected locally, but again, this concept is going to apply if somebody's sending you a feed from any country or any continent. As long as they are connected to internet, they should be able to send you a feed using OMNISTREAM. Okay, I've also got OBS open as well, and as you can see, I have one scene that I have created called OMNISTREAM SRT, and I don't have any source yet, and I'm gonna show you how to send that signal from the phone into OBS. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, if I go to OMNISTREAM here and go to destinations, okay, or export configurations, as you can see, you can stream to multiple platforms, including SRT Listener and SRT Caller. So these two main sections, this is where we're gonna be focused on today, obviously. And to start, we're gonna start with OMNISTREAM SRT Caller. Now, OMNISTREAM SRT Caller is a little more complicated. You have to configure your network, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. And after that, we're gonna go to OMNISTREAM SRT Listener, and you're gonna see how actually it's gonna even get easier. All right, so another thing, if this is your first time, you never heard of SRT, so basically SRT is a technology that will allow you to send video over network from any location. Basically, SRT means secure, reliable transport. Okay, so it's allowing you to send video with low latency from anywhere in the world, and this is useful if you're doing remote productions or if you're covering an event, again, where you are in the studio and somebody's sending you a feed and you're doing the switching and everything. Now, the benefits of using SRT include low latency, reliability, security, and bandwidth efficiency, because SRT supports HEVC, which is a codec that would allow you to send a higher quality video using a lower bit rate. So let's go ahead and actually start with SRT Caller. That means OMNISTREAM SRT Caller. So basically, SRT Caller means that OMNISTREAM is kind of sending the feed, it's like calling. So the caller and listener is like someone is calling or sending a feed, and the listener is receiving the feed. But those two terms may be confusing, and again, you don't have to care about this at this moment. The most important thing is for you to be able to get the signal. Okay, but either way, I'm gonna start with the SRT Caller, and I'm gonna show you how it works. So the first thing is, with OMNISTREAM Caller, we need to configure a few things. Okay, the first, you need to understand the concept, how the whole thing is working. Is OMNISTREAM is creating a feed and sending to OBS to your local network. Okay, now it involves two configurations. The first one is gonna be on your router level, because OMNISTREAM is going to use your router IP address to be able to send the feed to your router, and your router is actually going to send that feed to a specific device. In your case, it's gonna be your OBS computer or the computer that's running OBS. So the router has to kind of transfer that signal to the local IP address. So we're using two local IP address, your computer's IP address, the one that's running OBS, And then the other thing is gonna be your public IP address, which is the one that your router is actually showing publicly. And that's the one that somebody who's sending the feed or OmniStream is gonna send the feed to, and your router is gonna take care of actually sending to the right device, which is your local computer. So that's where it becomes a little more complicated, but don't worry, I'm gonna make it simple for you, okay? So the first thing is you need to know your public IP address. And to do that, you can go to Google and type in what's my public IP address. Again, this is, don't show it to people, even mine, I'm gonna hide it. But the first thing is gonna show up is this site that says whatismyip.com. If you click to it, you're gonna be able to see your public IP address. All right. So what you need to do, you can just go ahead and copy that public IP address and actually close. Okay. And then once you have it copied, you can actually go ahead and put it in a notepad or something. Another thing we need to do, we're gonna go ahead and get our local IP address, which is our computer IP address. Okay. So you're gonna go into your Windows search bar and you're gonna type in command prompt. It's gonna show up, and then you're gonna click to it. And then what you need to do, you can go ahead and type in ipconfig, okay, and type enter. And as you can see, you're gonna get this IPv4 address. So this is your IP address, okay? For me, it's 192.168.2.12. Now, there's another default gateway. This is your router's IP address. And then what you need to do is you need to copy your router's IP address and go to your browser. So what you need to do, you need to go ahead and actually paste your router's IP address, okay, into your browser. And what's gonna do is gonna pull up your router or the settings and everything. Once you have access to your router, what you need to do is we're going to create what's called port forwarding, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go to advanced tools and settings, okay? Of course, it's gonna ask you the password, so you wanna make sure you have the password for it. Again, don't forget you go to advanced tools and settings, and then you go to where it says port forwarding, okay? This is crucial, this is important. Now you click to port forwarding and you're gonna see some of other information there. So what you need to do is you're gonna go ahead and go to create a new rule, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and call it OmniStream SRT2. And then under protocol, you wanna make sure you choose UDP. And then for your internal port, you can choose any number that you want. But for us, let's go ahead and actually use 5002. Just make sure the port is not taken by any other device. And then external port, you can go ahead and use exactly the same number. So let's go ahead and use 5002. And then for your local IP address or your device name, you can go ahead and actually choose the device name. So if you know the actual computer's name on the network that's running OBS, you can go ahead and actually choose it. Or you can go ahead and actually show the local IP address that we actually found when we use the command prompt. Okay, so 192.168.2.12, right? So that's the one I would enter in my case in here. So either way, you're gonna be able to do that. So once you're done, so let's say this is my computer. Once you're done, you can go ahead and actually click create, okay? But again, I'm not gonna create it because I already have another one already set up, which is this one. So this is gonna be the one that we're gonna be using. So if you can see, it's already created and the port number is 5001. Okay, if I click modify here, you can see it's UDP protocol, internal port, external port, everything is there, and it's forwarding to the computer running OBS. So once we're done with the port forwarding right here, the next step, we're gonna go to OmniStream. So we got OmniStream open, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the export settings. But before you go to the export settings, we wanna make sure you go to this camera icon, and you wanna make sure you use the HEVC codec type. The reason why is because this is gonna give you the H.265 codec, which is really good, especially if you're doing SRT, because this is gonna allow you to send higher image quality, you know, with the low bit rate. Okay, so this is really better than H.264 when it comes to SRT. So once you have, make sure it's enabled in OmniStream. And the next thing, of course, we're gonna go to the export menu, and we're gonna set up our SRT Caller link. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click to SRT Caller icon, And then what we need to do for the stream host, again, remember our IP address that we had to actually go to find out. So this is where we're gonna put our IP address. Okay, assuming you actually put it somewhere in a document. Okay, what you need to do is just you're gonna go there and actually copy it, and then you're gonna come to OmniStream and go to the host, and you're just gonna type it in. Okay, make sure it's all good, looking good, don't miss any number. And the next thing we need to do, we're gonna go to the port section, and then we're gonna type in our port. Again, remember we just set up a port number back in our router. For us it was 5001. Okay, and the next thing we have to do is, actually this is optional, you can use the stream ID or a passphrase. Okay, so for our stream ID, we're gonna set it up, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and create something. Let's say my stream ID. Okay, and then for the passphrase, I'm gonna come up with something. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. And once I'm done, okay, I'm gonna hit submit. Okay, and then as you can see, OmniStream is going to create a link for us. Okay, so what you need to do is you can actually go ahead, either you click the share button, okay, and it's gonna give you this option to just copy it. Okay, and then once we're done, I'm gonna go ahead and close our export settings, and then I'm gonna go to OBS. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open OBS, and then what we need to do, I already have a scene that I have created called OmniStream SRT. And I'm gonna go under that scene, and I'm gonna hit the plus sign, and I'm gonna add a media source. So click add media source, and I'm gonna call it OmniStream SRT 1. Okay, again, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it the name of your device, and then hit OK. And you want to make sure you uncheck the local file option, and then go to input, and then right click and paste the link that we just got from OmniStream. Now we have a few things we have to change here. Okay, when you copy it, sometimes it's gonna come with this little text here that says your public URL. You just want to make sure you remove it. Okay, so just make sure your link starts with SRT. The next thing we need to remove here is gonna be our IP address. Okay, again, as you can see, we have our public IP address in here and the port number. So the port number has to stay, but our IP address, we're gonna replace it with our local IP address. So if you remember with the command prompt, we had our local, our actual computer IP address. Okay, the computer that's running OBS. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually copy it and then paste it in here. So replace the public IP address, make sure there's no extra space or anything. Okay, and then the last thing we need to change on this link, we're gonna go at the very end, and then we're gonna remove caller, and then we're gonna replace it with listener. So I'm gonna go ahead and always have like a text document where I kind of copy paste everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste in Ctrl V and then replace the word caller with listener. And at this point, just make sure no extra space or anything, but the link looks good. And all you gotta do is you just gotta click OK, and you should be good to go. Now we don't have a signal yet because we're not streaming. We're gonna go back to OmniStream. Okay, and then what we need to do now, we need to hit the go live button. Okay, there we go. So now we are streaming to SRT from our OmniStream device. And if I go to OBS right now, we should be able to get the signal. So as you can see now, we have the feed, no problem. We also have audio coming in, no problem. Okay, few things that I want you guys to know. Okay, when you go to OmniStream here, let me show you. Okay, when you go to share, let me go ahead and actually end the stream just to show you a few things I need to know. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the stream here. So when you create this link here, okay, if you copy it using the share button, it's gonna come with this little thing that says your public URL. Okay, now if you don't want to get this thing that says your public URL, what you can do is you can go ahead and actually click on the link or tap on the link. Okay, and it's just gonna give you the actual link without your public URL thing. Okay, and then what you can do, you can actually simply go in OBS and it's gonna give you exactly the link without the word in front of it, your public URL. Okay, so I wanted you guys to know that. So it's gonna start with SRT, and of course it's gonna have the public IP, and you're gonna have to change it like everything we just did. Okay, The only thing is just gonna make your life easier. And of course, remember to add listener instead of caller. Okay, just hit okay, and then boom, once you start streaming, you should be okay. Another thing that I wanted to mention is when you doing all these things, so make sure you actually get the URL back in OBS before you start live streaming. So you actually get the SRT link from OMNISTREAM, go to OBS, make sure you enter the link and everything in your scene and everything. Okay, once it's ready, don't start streaming before you actually ready to receive in OBS. Once it's ready, you go back to OMNISTREAM and then you hit go live. And as soon as you hit go live, you should be able to get the signal back in OBS. As you can see, the signal is right here, no problem. Okay, so this is one of the ways to be able to get the SRT signal into OBS. Now, the second way to be able to get the signal is gonna be actually by using the OMNISTREAM SRT Listener, okay, instead of Caller. Okay, this is gonna be even super easier. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually stop live streaming or stop sending the signal to OBS, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to SRT Caller, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually delete the whole link. Now I'm gonna go back to OBS and I'm gonna delete this source that we created as well, so we can start everything from scratch. Okay, now for the SRT listener, we're gonna be actually using this icon here instead of the caller, okay, option. And what we need to do is we're gonna go ahead and actually click the SRT listener, okay. And then for the stream host, port, and phrase, we don't need to do anything. Okay, this is the beautiful part. This is gonna be super easier. You don't need to do any port forwarding or any of those things. Okay, and what you need to do is you're just gonna go click SRT listener and then hit generate. Okay, and then OMNISTREAM is gonna create all this stuff for you. It's gonna give you the stream host, it's gonna give you your port, it's gonna give you the phrase and everything. You don't have to do anything, just click save and close. And now we can go back to OMNISTREAM, and then if you go to SRT listener, as you can see, we have a link that's been created. Okay, again, instead of using the share button, we can just click on it or tap on it, and then it's gonna be copied on our clipboard. Okay, and then we're gonna close. We don't go live, we're gonna wait. We're gonna go back to OBS now. And then what I'm gonna do under the same scene, OMNISTREAM SRT, I'm gonna go to source here and I'm gonna hit the plus sign and I'm gonna go to media source. Okay, and we're gonna call this SRT OMNISTREAM 2. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. And then I'm gonna hit okay, and then again I'm gonna uncheck the local file. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go and actually paste the link that we just got from OMNISTREAM. Okay, now for this part here, remember we're using OMNISTREAM as a listener, so for this part OBS is gonna be caller. So what we need to do, the only thing that we need to do, we need to change listener to caller in OBS. Okay, and everything else, as you can see, the link should look good. Okay, you just want to make sure SRT, nothing here, no extra space. Okay, and as soon as you're done, again, you don't have to do any IPs or anything. You don't have to do any of those. You don't have to use the ports and create your ports to forward and everything. You don't need to do any of those. Okay, just paste in the link, just change listener to caller, and once you're done, hit okay. Now we're gonna go back to OMNISTREAM. As you can see, we are ready. All we gotta do, we're just gonna go ahead and click live just to make sure we are sending the signal. Okay, now if I go back to OBS, as you can see, I already have the signal, no problem. So as you can see, this is the easier way. The only thing we had to do when it comes to IP addresses and everything, it was just to type in to change the link to caller instead of listener. And as you can see, we have the signal. So it's gonna come with a little delay, of course, and usually it's gonna range between 1 to 1.8 seconds depending on your configurations. Again, this is gonna be for a different video. However, as you can see, I have a signal, no problem. So these are the two ways of actually receiving a video over SRT using OmniStream. There's something else that I have here actually that I wanted you guys to see, which is the OmniStream dashboard. I can start the stream from here. As you can see, if I had multiple devices, I can actually control all the devices using the OmniStream dashboard. As you can see, I can start streaming or stop streaming here. As you can see, now it's not streaming really. And if I start on the dashboard here, as you can see, OmniStream is gonna start live streaming. So this is how you can actually remotely kind of control your device. Let's say somebody who's filming, maybe you want them to focus on filming and you want to take care of, you know, the technical stuff. You can actually go ahead, change audio sources. You can even go ahead, look at the bit rate. You can even change the bit rate in real time. So many cool things you can actually do with the OmniStream dashboard. But this is gonna be for a different video. So as soon as the video is done, I'm gonna link it right here. But other than that, if you are a vMix user, we have another video showing you step by step how to set up OmniStream SRT in vMix. And the video is gonna be linked right here. So make sure you check it out and I will see you there, guys. Take care.